In this video, I'm going to share the 4 most common smiles that you'll actually see in high ticket sales. Something that's going to be really valuable. Stay tuned with us here all the way to the end. What's happening, Sales Ascenders? Sean here, back at you with another high ticket tune-up. Are you ready to jump into it? Let's just dive right into it, shall we? Check this out. We're going to get into everything smile today. In fact, I'm going to share the 4 most common smiles that you'll see in high ticket sales. Pretty important here, so let's dive right in. Well, let's first of all kind of share just a little definition. Like, what is the smile? What does it even mean, right? There's several different ones. Of course, there's 4 that I'm going to share today that will totally help you when you're in a sales conversation. What is a smile? Well, the smile communicates friendliness and goodwill. Universally accepted. One of the easiest things that you can ever do when you first get on a sales conversation, smile. Like, just do an actual genuine smile. Like, you know, there's a lot of things out there. It signals warmth, friendliness, and social harmony. Pretty valuable things, right? We want to be warm, we want to be friendly, we want to be in harmony socially with every single person. So smiling is something that I do. And here's a pro tip, like before you even get started here, if you have trouble like generating a true smile, here's the drill. Smile for 60 seconds, set a timer, and just smile as hard as you can smile for 60 seconds. At about 20 seconds or so, your face will start to change. It'll morph, like everything in your body, all the stress will melt away. It's a crazy exercise to do. And sometimes before I go on a live event or I'm going on stage to do a speaking event or something like that, I will force myself to smile for at least a minute, because when I get into that meeting, my mood has changed. The whole dynamic of the conversation coming out of my mouth is actually in harmony with the way that I look and feel. So a couple of things just about smiling. Smiling is so important. This here is an actual true smile. You can say, you know, people say, hey, smile with the eyes. You can see in this picture, she's actually smiling with her eyes. So what are the 4 most common types of smiles you'll see in a sales call? Here we go. Number 1 is called the true smile. You saw it on the last slide. What is the true smile? This is a genuine smile. This means it involves the mouth, number 1, and number 2, most important, the muscles around the eyes. If you look here at this picture, you can see her eyes are going back and forth, but the muscles around her face aren't moving at all. Okay, so this is not a true smile that you're seeing on the screen here. I just wanted to explain what the difference was. The face is absolutely relaxed versus looking in this picture here. You can see that there's stress. Her eyes are pulled back, just not the best thing. And the facial muscles reflect joy. In this picture, if I saw this smile, I'd be like, that's absolutely not a true smile. And I think we can all determine that and see that. So look for joy, and for a true smile, it's always the lips going up towards the eyeballs, not towards the ears. You see how this picture, she's smiling out towards her ears versus up to her eyeballs. So the smile, look for lips, look for the edges of the mouth going up towards the eyeballs, and then look for the muscles around the eyes to actually talk about being a true smile. When you see those things, you got it. That's it, right? So what's the next one? The false smile. You can see this is a great example of what the false smile is. It's like a nervous smile, like, don't know, kind of nervous, right? It's used for perception. You see this a tremendous amount in acting, in people that have a lot going on in their world, especially a prospect. They're like, oh, I'm good, you know, and it's totally just, you know, they're not good, right? So one thing that I always say is if I don't see a genuine smile, I try to slow down the progression. I pattern interrupt in the conversation, and I'll see if I can connect with them a little bit outside of business, just to kind of distract them or take their mind off the stress that they're on right now. And then once I feel like the mood or the pressure has lifted or lightened in the room, then I will continue with my conversation. But if you see a false smile, it does make a lot of sense as a sales professional to just slow down a little bit, try to pattern interrupt, and move on into a great conversation. This is the one where it's everything is okay. Not really, right? This is the not okay smile that you see quite often from certain people. And again, as I mentioned, these types of smiles typically go wide instead of up. So if you see someone smiling out towards their ears versus up and you don't see the facial muscles working, this means that it's probably not a true smile. And that's what you want to get. The true smile is the secret. So there's the first 2. Let's go on to number 3. Number 3 3 is the nervous smile. What's the nervous smile, Sean? Well, this shows anxiety, this shows concern, and this shows stress, right? And we've all felt this, and this is more of an energetic move where as you're speaking with your prospect, you'll feel that energy of anxiety, concern, or stress coming across or emitting off of them whenever they throw a nervous smile. It makes others think everything is fine. Some people are so good at this, they can actually fool everybody. So this is a hard one to decipher, but it's good. One of the things I'll share, like as a great example for you to understand, like where is the nervous smile? Think about the last time if you've ever traveled, what did you do when you walked through customs, right? You're looking at that officer, you're freaking out like, I hope I don't get busted for anything because I'm not even a criminal, but whatever. I'm still gonna flash that nervous smile at the customs officer. So that's the way that I remember this. If I ever feel like I'm the customs officer and my prospect is smiling at me that way, I know it's time to start a different type of conversation and really kind of back out of where I was going because it probably wasn't comfortable for them. They were nervous about maybe the topic. And it's always good to get permission in those cases. So if I see a nervous smile, one of the things I say, hey, is it all right if we talk about this? Or do you still have about 30, 40 minutes to talk today? Or, this is kind of what I want to discuss today. Is it going to be all right with you? And all of a sudden the person's nervous smile will turn into a true smile, because once they started smiling nervously or falsely, guess what? It's pretty easy to get them to a true smile if you know kind of the right buttons to press. And so that's what I'm sharing with you today. If you see a nervous smile, go for permission, right? Whatever you're talking about, that's the secret, right? And the last one is called the barometer smile. The barometer measures what? It measures atmospheric pressure in the environment. And so similar to the barometer that actually measures pressure in the environment, your smile can dictate or share your innermost feelings, right? Experts say this is one of the truest indicators of our inner reflections of everything. An example is athletes. And let's think about winning an individual sport like a tennis or a golf or a disc golf or a swimming or something like this. When you see here's how you can tell the barometer smile. This is a great example. So if Michael Phelps is swimming, and he wins first place, he's gonna come out of the water with an actual, true, genuine, like good smile that dictates like, hey, I did what I was supposed to do. I won. But if Michael Phelps gets second place or he gets third place, and he stands up on the podium at the Olympics, and next thing you know, you see him and he's flashing a smile on that second place in the podium, it's not going to be the same smile as if he was on the prime number 1 spot on the podium. And so one of the things that we have to remember is that look for this, right? Because again, people are pretty good at acting, but you can only usually act through maybe 1 or 2 smiles. And if you see the third one that doesn't come through right, you need to make some changes, right? This reflects success or lack of success. As I mentioned, kind of think about that athlete, and how this will apply in your world will be a little bit different, but at least you know what the barometer smile is. And this is one of the best non-verbal cues that you can ever have with somebody. And if you're looking at this GIF right now, we see her, she's smiling, and then you see kind of her breath, right? So you see her shoulders come up, and when her shoulders come up and she starts to shake her head no, whenever she's doing something that contradicts, so like a smile is supposed to be positive. If we look at her face, we can see she's definitely smiling out, not up towards her eyes, and she's shaking her head no. This is a subliminal nonverbal cue. That means whatever you're asking, the answer is no, but she's like, I'm fine, not really. I'm fine, not really, right? So this is a great indicator of a barometer smile, also almost a nervous smile, right? Because she's taking a deep breath, which typically means, man, there's a lot of stress on her and she's nervous about something else. So if I saw this, and even if you were watching this, just natural intuition, you would probably handle this person differently than if we go back to this person here, you're gonna handle that situation a lot differently if you see this one versus the one that I just shared. And that is what I have for you today. Those are the 4 smiles most common that you'll find in sales. So keep an eye out for those. This is a great, easy body language thing. Don't forget to smash that love button, share this to somebody who cares, make sure and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for that. And I look forward so much to continuing this series. Next week, we actually have a little bit of a special for you. We're going to be releasing some of our member spotlight interviews. So we're going to be having some interviews coming your way here this next week. So get ready for that. That'll be really exciting. And with that said, you've just been tuned up. And don't forget, there's a sales ascender inside each and every one of you. And I'm really looking forward to seeing you next time.